Hey guys, welcome to Module 3. So this week we are transitioning from societal trends in criminal justice to the wellness of criminal justice professionals. And that's going to be the focus of our writing assignment for this week. So I just want to spend a few minutes to go over the criteria for this week's writing assignment so you have a good idea as to what it is that you need to be focusing on. So one of the things you have to do this week is you have to choose one profession in the criminal justice system that's going to be the focus of this paper on wellness. So it could be a law enforcement officer, it could be a correctional officer, probation or parole. You could write about a district attorney, a judge, whatever profession you select. It's important to keep in mind that this profession would be the basis for this assignment and for project 2, which is due in module 6. All right, so you need to select a profession that's going to be applicable here, and then you're going to take the same profession and you're going to be using it in project 2. All right, so I don't want you switching professions on me. So we're going to be dealing with the same one. So select one that you're comfortable with for this assignment, and then we're going to apply that to module 6. All right. So once you've selected your criminal justice professional, and if you're not sure what you want to write about, you can visit the Social Sciences Career Exploration page in the SNU Career Center and view possible career paths, and then maybe select one from there if that's what you wish to do. All right, but it needs to be something tied to the criminal justice profession. All right, and so what you're going to be looking at this week are 4 critical elements: critical incidents, ongoing job factors, line of duty deaths, and self-inflicted deaths. So in 75 to 100 words for each of these, for example, with the first one, critical incidents, you're going to describe critical incidents that may create stress for the profession. Then you're going to describe ongoing job factors that may create stress for the profession. Then you're going to describe the number and types of line of duty deaths for the profession. And then you're going to describe the number and types of self-inflicted deaths for the profession. So it's important that you select a proper profession, because now you have an idea as to what you're going to be researching. So some data regarding attorneys or district attorneys and deaths and line of duty deaths might be problematic, although some do occur. So think about these criteria as you select your specific criminal justice profession to research for this assignment. All right. So some of the guidelines here again is you're going to be using the Module 3 assignment template Word document. So make sure you use that document that's required. And then, of course, any references must be cited in APA style. And again, you can use the resources in the Shapiro Library, or there's resources posted on our homepage. And then I offered a cheat sheet of sorts in one of my early announcements to you guys. Okay, so again, you're looking at 3 critical elements this week: critical incidents, ongoing job factors, line of duty deaths, and self-inflicted deaths. And then that you need to use the assignment template Word document as you prepare this assignment. One of the things you need to recognize is this week we have an exemplary rating. So exemplary, proficient, needs improvement, not evident. In order to gain the exemplary rating, you're going to have to demonstrate to me that your response is insightful. Insightful to me means you're going to have to show some evidence of research. And the reality is some of the criteria this week, like the number and types of line of duty deaths, are going to require some research. So you're going to have to be able to cite a source to support the numbers that you offer in this assignment. So again, you're going to have to be able to show that there's some evidence of research to support your ideas. If you don't offer me evidence of research, but you describe critical incidents, then you'll more than likely just get a proficient rating. So keep that in mind and go out and do some extra work and some extra research and details as you prepare this assignment. Okay, so again, we're looking at the critical elements of critical incidents, ongoing job factors, line of duty deaths, and self-inflicted deaths. All right. And then, as in previous assignments, any citations and references need to be done using APA style. So keep that in mind, please, as you prepare for this assignment this week. All right. So those are the key takeaways for the assignment guidelines. And now I'm just going to shift to another page real quick here in a minute. And I'm going to explain what critical incidents are, ongoing job factors, line of duty deaths, and self-inflicted deaths, so that we are all on the same page as we work on this assignment this week. So hold on one second, guys. Okay, guys, we're back. So talking about job stressors. So again, the 4 job stressors related to this week's assignment are critical incidents, ongoing job factors, line of duty deaths, and self-inflicted deaths. So what I want to do briefly is just explain what each of these means so that we are sure to be on the right page as you prepare this week's assignment. All right, so critical incidents. Critical incidents are extreme incidents that occur while on the job, such as death of an officer, death of a child, natural disaster, and exposure to trauma. So the picture I have here, the example I have here is of the Dallas Police Department incident in July 2016. If you recall, there were some protests in downtown Dallas, and there were several police officers directing the protesters as they marched along the street, and an assailant with an assault rifle began to shoot at the police, killing 5 police officers and injuring several others. That would be a good example of a critical incident. Okay, again, here's my definition so you can use this as you think about critical incidents as it relates to your particular job profession that you select. All right, again, they occur while on the job, and they're going to vary depending on the job, but these are the critical incidents that we're looking for here, or the type we're looking for, and I use law enforcement as an example. Next is ongoing job factors. Ongoing job factors are work-related, professional, or organizational factors that cause ongoing stress, such as large caseloads, shift work, overcrowding in prisons, policy issues, insufficient supervisors, and inability to maintain work and family balance. So maybe, for example, an ongoing job factor for this probation officer is her caseload. Maybe her caseload is so high that she feels that she's becoming ineffective in her ability to adequately supervise those on probation or parole that are assigned to her. All right, so that could be ongoing job factors. Again, if in prison, maybe it's overcrowding. Okay, the fact that your prisons are overcrowding, inmates are on edge. An array of things can occur due to overcrowding in prisons. So that could be ongoing job factors. All right. So these are the type of things we're looking for as you think about and describe ongoing job factors related to the job profession that you selected for this assignment. Line of duty deaths. Line of duty deaths are deaths that occur on or because of the job, such as firearm related or traffic-related fatalities. If we're talking about, for example, law enforcement, we probably have firearm-related deaths related to probation and parole. We have deaths related to correctional officers. There have been shootings that occurred within the courtroom, those type of things. All right, so that's what we mean when we talk about line of duty deaths. And they're not just, like I said, they're not just firearm related, they could be traffic related. As you look through some of your data this week, I think you'll be surprised at the different types and percentage of deaths that occur within some of the professions that you and I are most familiar with. For example, law enforcement. An awful lot of police officers are killed each year because of traffic accidents. So that continues to be an issue in terms of training and so forth. But keep in mind that that does happen quite frequently in the profession of law enforcement. Right? But that's what we mean when we talk about line of duty deaths. And then finally is self-inflicted deaths. And self-inflicted deaths are basically suicides, right? So certain professions tend to have a higher suicide rate than others. And we're beginning to see an increase in self-inflicted deaths in law enforcement and corrections. So you're going to have to do some research as you try to determine the number of deaths that are increasing as a result of suicide. If you're having some problems locating some data for your profession, like for example, if you were to choose law enforcement, you could probably research articles on NYPD suicides, by suicide of officers or something to that effect, or suicides by correctional officers. Maybe you can get some data that way. All right, doesn't necessarily have to be national data. It might be data you're able to collect from states and so forth. So again, you're gonna have to do some independent research as you try to gather information for this and probably for line of duty deaths, so you have some solid numbers. And try to get some contemporary numbers as you do this assignment. When I say contemporary, I mean within the last year or two. Hopefully you'll be able to find some data like that. Research, again, support your ideas and data by including evidence of research. For example, an example of critical incidents of different types, details associated with line of duty deaths, whether accidents or medical or shootings or whatever the data is that you are able to locate. And then cite and reference your sources using APA style. Now, there are a couple of sources that I'll highlight as part of this announcement, but I'll go ahead and mention it here. One of them is the Bureau of Justice, BGA, Bureau of Justice Administration Statistics. And the other one is the Source Book of Criminal Justice Statistics. And you might be able to access these through the SNU library. These are pretty voluminous in terms of all types of data that are collected throughout the United States, so that might be a good source. Again, the Source Book of Criminal Justice Statistics and the Bureau of Justice Statistics. And again, I would probably try to check with the SNU library to see if you can access that information there. If you have difficulty finding information about your particular profession and some of the critical elements that we are discussing this week. Okay? All right, so I hope that helps. Again, try to follow these definitions that I've highlighted. Critical incidents, ongoing job factors, line of duty deaths, and self-inflicted deaths. So use these definitions as you research this week's assignment. All right? I think that's it, guys. Other than that, have a great weekend. You guys are doing a great job, and I really appreciate everyone's hard work. And keep it up. All right, thanks.